Hello! My name is Navigator, and today is going to be the second installment of a new series I'm doing where I interview and document Fallout 76 groups and roleplay groups from across the wasteland. So, before we get into this, I should say there is a slight audio issue with an echo, but you guys will be able to hear what our friends here are saying, and it shouldn't be too big of a problem. So, today I would like to introduce bunch of my new friends that are part of an awesome group. So I'm gonna ask their elder here, Fox, to take it away. So Fox, I just want you to first start off by saying what is the name of your group?
We are the Blue Steel Brotherhood of Appalachia.
Blue Steel Brotherhood. Awesome. Is there any specific place that the blue comes from? Does that have any relevance to anything?
Well, really, Blue Steel just came from the fact that every other group was naming themselves Brotherhood of Steel at the time, so we just kind of thought to be unique.
That definitely is unique. Hell yeah. When was your group formed?
Well, the second chapter, which is this one, was formed probably, I'd say, September 3rd. But the first one, all the way back in, I'd say the first year of 76, was formed probably December of 2018, I think.
Got some 76 vets over here. So when you start, I'm trying to think what else. How many members do you guys have currently?
Currently, we have 35.
Still a big roster. You got a lot of heads there.
Yeah, we used to have a lot more, but we've struggled recently. But with that, we hope to fix.
What is the what's the most people you've had from the group in like one server?
Well, are we talking about both chapters or just this chapter?
Just this chapter.
We've had 50 people, I'd say.
Oh wow, that's incredible, man. Holy shit. So that's more like the, I guess, like structural questions, but the real juicy question I want to ask you is if you guys have like lore or a backstory to your group, because I would be incredibly interested in hearing about that.
Well, the first chapter, I'll go on that one first just to give an idea. So the first chapter started off when I was probably about level 70 in this game, and I was looking for a BOS group to join. I ended up finding one on the group post held by a guy named Golden Gamer. This guy, his group was just the Brotherhood of Steel, regular shit. And from there, I became very quickly prominent within the ranks, helped out quite a bit, proved myself to almost be a paladin until someone denied me because I was raising through the ranks too fast.
Little inhibitor there.
Yeah, but it's understandable. So after that, Golden Gamer just kind of started to disappear and the group started dying off. So me and a few others decided that we were going to go off and take our own thing. And that's when we ended up actually starting the first chapter of the Blue Steel. We got these two people named Bull and Seraphim. They were my sentinels. They were an interesting pair. The brother Seraphim was more Brotherhood, while Bull was more Raider-ish. We spent a lot of time on 76 trying to find our place and figure out what we wanted to do, but eventually we settled on just helping new players and trying to make the community a better place.
I think that's a valiant effort and a pretty courageous goal to have. I mean, it seems like you guys have put a lot of hard work into this. I mean, would you agree?
More work than I'd love to say.
Fair enough. So the next question I got to ask you, kind of along the same wavelength, do you guys have like uniforms, stuff like that? Any kind of, I guess, cooperation on that front of like stuff you guys like to wear together? Maybe just like Brotherhood stuff. What is kind of like your dress code?
Well, for the nights, we like to mix up between T60 and T51. It depends on the night. So, like, for example, one of our recruits out there, they're wearing a night T51 right now, while our scribes wear the typical scribe uniform.
Huh. That's awesome. And then I'm trying to think, so aside from scribes and knights, are there any other, like, I guess you call it like a sub-faction or anything that has different kinds of uniforms? Or is it just, like, basically strictly knights and scribes? Sorry, go ahead.
Paladins and Inquisitors. They have very different outfits. The Paladins use T51, strictly. Sometimes mixing to Ultrasight. Meanwhile, I believe the Inquisitor course still uses T65. But I could be mistaken on that.
That's still pretty awesome, though. So, I mean, obviously, sitting here, I can see that this is like a Brotherhood themed camp. Is this something that a lot of your members do? Maybe together you guys do this, where you have like Brotherhood themed camps where you meet at and do activities at? Would that be an accurate thing to say?
A fair amount of us have some form of Brotherhood camp or outpost, yeah.
Gotcha. That's pretty awesome. I know that when I did mine, it was really fun to kind of just like make a base and then maybe have like a little mission around it or something like that. Those were definitely the good old days. The next thing I should ask you is we're talking about scribes and knights and everything. What are like the main ranks you have within the group?
Well, the main ranks we have within the group, so we have knights, initiates, recruits, scribes, paladins, inquisitors, uh, yeah, and
Just out of
really anything
curiosity. Oh,
above
sorry.
within the. There you go, right ahead.
No, no. You said anything above with what? You continue.
So, like for example, we have knight sergeants, knight captains, knight commanders, star
I see.
paladins, knight paladin sergeants.
That's crazy. Like Star Paladin Cross from Fallout 3. It's the only Star Paladin I had the fortune of meeting. I just out of curiosity, what would like the term Inquisitor? All I can think of is like Star Wars. What would an Inquisitor do within the Brotherhood, or at least the Blue Steel?
Well, within our group, they mainly act as advisors. See,
Gotcha. Okay.
personally, I don't like acting on my own. I believe I like to have the insight of my fellow soldiers and high command.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. So speaking of ranks and everything, I'm gonna ask. Actually, I'm gonna start with my friend over here to the left, Billy. Just out of curiosity, if you could talk about your position within the group, what your rank is, maybe your favorite part about the group, if you're interested in saying a couple things about that.
All right. What's it called? I am the head knight. I mainly just watch over and make sure that everyone's following code for patrols and whatnot. I make sure to keep uniforms enforced, and I make sure that everybody, plays their part evenly, make sure that no one's straggling behind too much, and overall, just keep morale up and just keep our soldiers going.
Hell yeah, I think that is a fucking focal position in the group. Holy crap. Seems like you're
Mhm.
doing a big job kind of keeping all the strings attached there. What do you would you guys say that you have problems with what's the insubordination?
Uh,
Um, hmm. You want to
And
take
if you
this one,
don't feel
Sky?
comfortable answering it, that's
I could,
totally
yeah,
fine.
I could say it. No. So we have had a few issues of insubordination, but it never usually reached the point where we've had to either kick someone out or seriously demote them.
Gotcha. And it's honestly not too important either. I was just a little curious on that front. So I
Any
appreciate
questions
that.
you have, you will answer.
Fair enough. Sky, I'm going to get to you last, but Kirito, if you wouldn't mind just talking about the same things I asked Billy, your position within the group, what that entails, and maybe just like one of your favorite things about the group. Hell yeah, man! I would totally agree with that. I mean, I think a lot of people, especially at higher levels, they kind of struggle with stuff to do. So that might be something for you guys in the audience to think about. Maybe joining a group like this, or even doing something solo like that, where you go out and help other people. I think that's awesome. Thank you for that, Kirito. So Sky, just finishing with you on these questions. What position do you serve within the group?
I am recently appointed elder. I used to be the head paladin in the group, but seeing as we have ran into some complications with the elder, I, like last time, had to take over, this time on more friendly terms, luckily. I keep everything in check, make sure that the cores are being ran as they should. I make sure that I, like the ambassador, if we're having issues diplomatically, I will go deal with them. I help recruit, keep everything stable, and anything in between that my heads need to do.
Awesome. That's great. So I mean that really wraps up like the really important questions, but one that I didn't really give you anything to like prepare for. It's nothing really too crazy either, but I want to know like what your opinions on like Fallout groups like this as a whole. Like, do you think that they are beneficial to the game? Do you think that they're good for the game? Has it like helped you with your playthrough at all? I mean, anything along that wavelength. If you don't have an answer, that's totally fine. But it's the floor is open for all you guys.
So me personally, groups are a very mixed thing for me. I probably wouldn't be continuing to play this game if I wasn't in a group, seeing as I've done almost anything you can, and the community at times can just be downright toxic.
I would agree.
So when it comes to groups like this, it can be helpful to the community. It can increase people's play times, give them reason to want to play. But there's also some groups that go out there specifically to cause destruction, that or do not care enough about the community. They only want personal gain.
Fair enough. And honestly, the audience think that might have to be a story for another day. That kind of we're interviewing a lot of good morale groups here, but there are definitely ones that do raiders and stuff like that. But again, it's a story for another day. Billy, Kirito, did you guys have any input on that topic at all?
Another game. I playing Fallout.
Oh, Sea of Thieves,
I
great
did.
game.
I didn't find it more to it.
I would agree.
Like I would agree. That you'll have a play with people you hate feeling.
I think that everything that you just said is incredibly valuable, and it's something that the base game doesn't give you. It's almost like you kind of got to go out there yourself and find it. Just for people in the audience who are curious on like how you can join one of these groups or how to find them, I play on Xbox. These guys are all on Xbox right now, and there's a little tool called the Looking for Group Posts. If you don't know what it is, I'm sure you can go look that up. But it is really nice. It's a great tool for either promoting your group or looking for one. So if you guys are watching this and you're like, hey, I'd love to join a group like this, I mean, I would first suggest checking out the Blue Steel. But if you're interested in other stuff, go look in the Looking for Group Posts. So, yeah, it was just a little rant there. But Billy, did you have any input? Did you have anything you wanted to say regarding this?
What I mainly wanted to say was what's it called? I believe that groups are a great thing, especially in a game that is lacking in things you can actually do, per se, because there's a lot of different things that you can do with groups. We have many different kinds of events that we can do, different kinds of things that just give us like just content where we can just, just do things and have fun. And it takes something that, like we made ourselves. And honestly, the fact that we made it ourselves feels more fulfilling than anything. So, and like Kirito had said, having friends and being able to just talk to people and just, have a community to just come to whenever from school or from anywhere. It's a great feeling. So,
It definitely is. I would agree with you on that. It's like what you said about the activities and the events you do. It's like when you make a meal yourself. It might take a long time, but damn, it tastes a hell of a lot better than ordering takeout. Actually, that reminds me. I never really asked you guys what events and activities do you guys like to do with your group? Do you guys do patrols? Stuff like that.
Who wants to handle this?
Fair enough.
Do events. We generally on rare occasions, bigger things, hype up people. Operation was for one our paladin.
Huh.
It was all sense. Multiple hundred sold. If we may. Last cavern. Big event. It was.
That sounds awesome. I know that we used to, when I was in the 91st, we used to do like boxing events. So you just strip down bare naked, you had your fist, and maybe like a buff or something like that. And you just have to try to beat the crap out of the other guy. But that stuff was so much fun. And it's stuff that I mean, just like Billy said, it's stuff that the game doesn't really deliver to you, and you kind of got to do it yourself. So, guys, I really appreciate you sitting down and talking to me about this. This is definitely one of the more interesting. Oh, sorry, I was spinning around. You got your power armor off. You look fucking badass, Sky. You look like a woman I would not want to fuck with.
I spent like 1 hour trying to get this shit right. It's so complicated working with a Bethesda character creator.
That looks awesome. That's so cool.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, one other question I could ask you guys, and if it's not really something you're interested in, it's totally fine. But if people were interested in joining this group, what would be the best way to go about that? If you were looking for new members.
Well, we're always on the group posts. We're also very much around. I know it would be probably very difficult to find us in servers, but we're always around. We're always in group posts. I believe we actually have a Reddit, though I don't know how. I believe we're actually on Reddit somewhere, but the guy who set that up might be gone, so.
Fair enough.
Either through the right now, if you take a look at our gamer tag.
Hell yeah. Those are gonna all their gamer tags will be in the description. Any other information like that will be there as well. So there should be no excuse for you guys if you're interested in this to not at least hit them up. So yeah, that really concludes most of the video. I mean, I guess if you want to, Scott, or sorry, you go ahead if you had something to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask one more thing. So personally, what makes you want to do this?
What makes me want to do this? Oh, wow. So I was, I think I've talked to you guys about this. I was in a roleplay group myself, and I just remember a couple weeks ago I was going on a road trip just thinking about stuff to do, and I'm like, man, you know, I had such a great time in that group, and then I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be other ones out there. But, like, you don't really hear about them too much, and nobody's out here covering them or really, you know, exploring this whole underbelly, this whole community of the game, and I definitely wanted to do that and, you know, get this stuff out there, because these stories are just as valuable to the Fallout universe as anything that Bethesda or Obsidian could have made. I think that these stories are, you know, again, just as interesting, just as unique, and I totally want to get them out there and document them.
Still better than Fallout 4.
No, tell that to Brotherhood Tactics, man. I just want to see Van Buren come out. I wish that would come out. But anyways, I digress. So, Sky, if you wouldn't mind just reiterating the name of your group one more time, if that's okay.
We're the Blue Steel Brotherhood of Appalachia. But we just go by Blue Steel if you want to call us by short.
What did I say? Blue Steel. Gotcha. The Blue Steel Brotherhood of Appalachia.
Well, we
I
do
get
like
that right?
the heel. I get that right? Yeah, Blue Steel Brotherhood of Appalachia.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. I guarantee you I'm going to be hanging out with these guys in the future. They are definitely some really cool cats. I have a couple other groups that I've been talking to, so there should be some more videos like this coming in the future. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching, and if you can, if there's any way, please show these guys some love in the comments below, something like that. Leave a like, whatever you got to do, and definitely check them out. So, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.